Hi, Year 12. I'm just going to go over a couple of questions from 8A in case you're having troubles. Question 9 is the red parabola. It says, for the graph shown on the right, find the coordinates of the turning point. If you use Desmos, the turning point, as you know, is when the parabola stops going down and it starts going up. So the turning point, in this case, I can touch down the bottom, would be 0, -4. Now, at this level of maths, I'm pretty sure all you have to do is just to be able to read off the graph where the turning point is. You don't have to put any numbers into any formula and try and figure it out that way. The next question on 9 says, find the equation of the axis of symmetry. If you're not sure what that is the vertical line that basically cuts the parabola in half. Now, in this case, the vertical line is the y-axis. And what you have to remember, on the y-axis, it's not going to show when I touch it, the y-axis, the x value is always 0 on the y-axis. So in that case, my axis of symmetry equation is actually going to be x equals 0, because the x value is always 0 on the y-axis, whatever point I choose. C, the coordinates of the y-intercept. Well, the y-intercept in this case is also going to be the same as the turning point, so the y-intercept is -4. The coordinates of the x-intercepts, well, the x-intercepts, if you know, is where it crosses the x-axis, so it crosses the x-axis at 2 and -2, or if you want to, it does say the coordinates, so let's say both numbers, so it's 2, 0 and -2, 0. The value of y when x equals 1, so x equals 1 here. If I put my finger on it, hopefully it'll stay. Let me see. No, but I'll get close. My finger's too big and I can't quite read it, but I'm going to read it off the graph, and it looks like it's +1 to me. So +1 across, and the value of y, my bad, is -3, going down 3. And the minimum value of the quadratic equation is also the turning point. So the minimum value is usually referring to the y, because it's the y that will go up or down. So in this case, it's -4. Okay, so that's question 9 of 8A done. Here's question 10 of 8A. Doing the same thing, but this time it's the blue parabola. So question 10 says, for the graph shown on the right, find the coordinates of the turning point. Now the equation is y equals -x squared minus 4x plus 5. So when you get more x values and numbers on their own, the constants, it changes the graph slightly. So hopefully you'll notice it's been moved up and to the left this time. Now also it's upside down. So hopefully you notice if there is a negative in front of the x squared, your parabola will go upside down. And a little tip, if you're doing a table of values and you've got a negative in front, then when you put that into your calculator, you have to go press negative and then open brackets and then put whatever number is in your table of values always inside the brackets. Say it's -1, so I'd go negative, open brackets, -1, close brackets, and then I'd do the squared. And then I'd do the same for the next bit. So -4, brackets, you can press times if you want, I don't think it matters. And then -1 again, and then close brackets, and then +5. So all you're having to do then is once you figure out your answer, you just press the back button and just keep changing whatever is in the brackets. Hopefully that way you will always get the right answer in the table of values. But that's where you might get stuffed up in a question in the HSC. Okay, so the coordinates of the turning point of the blue up the top there, so that's -2, 9. The equation of the axis of symmetry, well, that's the line, the vertical line that cuts my parabola in half. Now, when I have a look at that one, I'm looking for where it cuts through the x-axis, or what is the x value of my turning point. Either one of those will give me what the equation of the axis of symmetry is. Now, remember, the equation of the axis of symmetry is always an x equals equation, because it's a vertical line, and because the x value will always be the same no matter where I touch. Okay, so no matter where I touch, my x value is always going to be -2, so therefore my equation of the axis of symmetry is x equals -2. Now see the coordinates of the y-intercept. I can touch here. My y-intercept is at 0, 5. It is asking me for the coordinates, so give both numbers if it says that. Coordinates of the x-intercepts are here and here, so -5, 0 and 1, 0. E, the value of y when x equals -1. So the value of y when x is -1, so from the 0 go across to -1 and go up until it hits the blue, and it hits the blue at roughly 8. So the y would equal 8 when x is -1, and the maximum value is obviously where the turning point is up the top there, and the maximum value is the y value. So that would be the 9. Okay, thanks boys and girls. That's your answer for 9 and 10, 8A.